How Jumia sells air fryers to grandmas who do not have Wi-Fi. The sales and marketing war nobody saw in Nigeria. In 2019, a 63-year-old woman in Ibadan used her small Nokia torch phone to order a blender on Jumia. She had never used the internet. She paid cash to a rider. 2 weeks later, she ordered a standing fan. 6 months later, she was selling Zobo to neighbors and using her Jumia app to restock bottles. The question is, how did Jumia sell online shopping to people who were not even online? If you are an entrepreneur struggling to find buyers, unemployed and trying to sell your skill, underemployed and tired of begging customers, or managing on Social Security and needing every sale to count, this story is your blueprint. Because Jumia did not just sell products in Nigeria. They sold belief, convenience, and aspiration to a market that experts said was not ready. This is part 1 of 3, where we'll use Jumia as a live case study to unpack how to do sales and marketing when NEPA takes light, data is expensive, and your customer thinks online means 419. Part 1. Nigeria as sales reality, and why copy and paste marketing dies. Here, let us be honest. Marketing in Nigeria is not Facebook ads and vibes. It is a customer who sees your ad, loves your price, then asks, "Can I see it physically first?" A delivery address that says, "Beside the big mango tree," after the third transformer. A competitor in Alaba, who watches your Jumia price and drops his by 200 naira in 5 minutes. A Black Friday sale that crashes because everyone orders at midnight when network is best. When Jumia entered Nigeria in 2012, Global Playbook said, drive traffic online, convert with discounts, retarget with email. Nigeria laughed. Most people had no email. Data was 300 naira for 10 megabytes. Trust was zero. So Jumia tore up the Global Playbook and wrote a Nigerian one. They did not just do marketing. They did market creation. Here are 8 principles Jumia uses for sales and marketing in Nigeria. In part 1, we will cover the first 3. These 3 explain why Konga, Udala, Payporta, and many Instagram vendors lost ground while Jumia kept scaling. Principle 1. Sell education before you sell products. What Jumia did. Jumia knew you cannot sell a smartphone online to someone who fears online. So they spent years running radio jingles in Pidgin, Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, explaining what e-commerce means. They did market storms in Oshodi, Kaduna, Central Market, and Onitsha Main Market. Their team carried tablets, showed people how to scroll, and let them place a test order for a pen. They also pushed Jumia Mobile Week with Glow, MTN, and Techno. The goal was not just to sell Techno phones. It was to put internet-ready phones in the hands of people who would later become Jumia customers. They were selling the road before selling the car. Compare with others. Many Instagram thrift vendors boost posts and expect sales. But the customer DMs, "Is this real? Will it enter me? Can I pay on delivery?" And the vendor gets angry. They skip the education. Jumia answered those questions with TV ads, return policies, and live chat before the customer even asked. Konga ran great online banners, but Jumia was in motor parks with dance troupes explaining cash on delivery. Konga was talking to the internet. Jumia was talking to Nigeria. For you as an entrepreneur or job seeker, do not market your product. Market the problem it solves and the safety of buying it. If you for a tailor, do not just post dresses for sale. Post how to measure yourself at home, why your dress from online did not fit, and how we do free adjustments. You are educating. Sales follow education. Lesson for people on Social Security. If you sell okrika or food, your first marketing is not price. It is proof. Show people washing the bales. Show the kitchen. Teach one thing. A customer who learns from you will buy from you because you have already given value before asking for cash. Principle 2. Make Nigerian problems your marketing channels. What Jumia did. NEPA takes light, so Jumia pushed generators, rechargeable fans, and power banks hard during fuel scarcity. When ASU strikes hit, Jumia marketed data bundles, textbooks, and online courses to students at home. When dollar rates spiked, Jumia launched Made in Nigeria store sections and promoted local brands like Dudu Asun and Oreno. They turned national frustration into sales campaigns. No light? Get this solar lamp with 7-day battery. That is not just marketing. That is empathy with a checkout button. They also created Jumia Force. Thousands of commission-based sales agents in towns where internet penetration was low. These agents used their phones to help neighbors order. Jumia turned unemployment into a distribution channel. The agents earned. Customers got access. Jumia got sales. Everyone won. Compare with others. Many companies run Valentine sales because America does Valentine sales. Jumia runs back to school, Ramadan deals, end-of-month stipend sales. They match the Nigerian salary cycle and calendar. Deal Day sold vouchers for spas in Lagos. Nice idea, but how many people in Makurdi need a spa voucher? Jumia sold airtime, milk, and gari. It sold what Nigeria was already buying, just easier. For you as an entrepreneur or underemployed, stop fighting Nigeria. Say to Nigeria. If your area has bad roads, market durable shoes that survive rainy season. If your customers get paid at month end, do stipend week discounts from the 28th to the 2nd. Use the problem as the promo. Lesson for unemployed. Your job search is marketing. Nigeria's problem is too many CVs. Too little trust. So do not send 105 alone. Send a 1-minute video of you solving a small problem for that company. You just turned Nigerian unemployment into your unique channel. Principle 3. Turn one-time buyers into neighborhood billboards. What Jumia did. Acquiring customers online in Nigeria is expensive. Data costs money. So Jumia obsessed over repeat buyers. How? Jumia Prime for free delivery, flash sales only in the app to force downloads, and JumiaPay discounts that make you load wallet. But the real genius was pickup stations. When you order on Jumia and pick up at a nearby fuel station or store, 2 things happen. 1. Jumia saves delivery cost. 2. Your neighbor sees you carrying a Jumia bag and asks them deliver for your area. That is free marketing. The pickup station becomes a billboard. They also use reviews aggressively. After delivery, Jumia begs you to drop a review and photo. So when a new customer checks that same blender, they see bought by Mama Ngozi in Enugu. Confirmed. That is not a review. That is a referral from someone who sounds like you. Compare with others. Many online vendors do not have pickup points. So every sale ends at the buyer's door. No one else sees it. No social proof. No, where did you buy it? Moment. Slot Nigeria has physical stores. That is great. But Jumia made every customer's house and every pickup point a slot. They scaled visibility without paying Lagos rent. For you as an entrepreneur, your first customer should sell for you. If you are a graphic designer, do not just send the logo. Send it with a mock-up of the logo on the client's office wall and tell them, post this and tag me. You just turned their office into your billboard. If you sell food, use branded nylon or stickers. Let the Okada man carrying it become your moving ad. Lesson for people on social security. You do not need money for ads. You need stories. If one person buys your puff puff and tells to friends, that is marketing. Give that first buyer an extra 2 balls and say, share with someone. You just paid for word of mouth with Floor. Why this hits different in Nigeria? Jumia's sales and marketing did not work because they had more money. It worked because they had more context. They did not sell to Nigerian consumers. They sold to the Nigerian who just got small salary, who fears being duped, who wants to show off small wins, and who will tell the whole compound if you serve them well. If you are unemployed, your 105 is your product. Are you marketing it with context? If you are underemployed, your side hustle is your Jumia. Are you educating before selling? If you are on social security, your small capital is your ads budget. Are you turning 1 buyer into 3? Coming up in part 2. Principle 4. Borrowed credibility. How Jumia used MTN, Visa, and your church to look trustworthy. Principle 5. Create seasons. When there is no season, Jumia's Black Friday versus Nigerian reality. Principle 6. Price is a story, not a number. How Jumia sells a 30,000 naira phone for 5,000 naira monthly. Plus, 3 mistakes other companies make that kill their sales in Nigeria, and the lessons you can steal today. Jumia proved that in Nigeria, marketing is not about who shouts loudest. It is about who understands the street best. Your turn. Which of these 3 principles are you ignoring in your business or job hunt? Are you still posting products when you should be posting education? Comment education or problems and less. Fix it. And if you want part 2 plus real Nigerian case studies every week, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We train entrepreneurs, hustlers, and job seekers to sell like Jumia, not like the people Jumia outlasted. See you in part 2, where we break down how Jumia makes you buy what you did not plan to buy. The silent weapons Jumia used to make competitors disappear. Part 2 of the Nigerian street war. In 2016, a phone seller in Akija Computer Village laughed at Jumia. Who will wait 3 days for a phone when they can get it from me now? 2 years later, that same seller opened a Jumia storefront. What changed? He realized Jumia was not selling phones. Jumia was selling something Computer Village did not have. Peace of mind at scale. And they did it with weapons you cannot see. Welcome to part 2. In part 1, we covered how Jumia won the trust war, built its own logistics roads, and made competitors' strengths irrelevant. Today, we go deeper. These next 3 principles are why Jumia survived fuel scarcity, dollar hikes, and copycats, while others became business obituaries. If you are an entrepreneur, unemployed, underemployed, or managing life on Social Security, these are the moves that separate people who hustle from people who build. Principle 4. Use data like gossip. Know what customers want before they do what Jumia did. In Nigerian markets, the best seller is the woman who knows that Mama Chika's daughter just got admission and will need a new mattress soon. That has data. Jumia scaled that same village gossip to millions. They tracked every click, search, and abandoned cart. When thousands of people in Abuja searched small generator during heat season, but did not buy, Jumia did not just shrug. They negotiated bulk deals with Thermocool and launched Pay Small for Jins. Sales exploded. During ASUU strikes, searches for laptop and online course spiked. Jumia pushed bundles, laptop plus free data plus Microsoft Office. While Computer Village was still waiting for students to walk in, Jumia was already at their door. Compare with others. Many Instagram thrift vendors post what they like, not what data says. They stock extra large dresses because that is their size, then wonder why sales are slow. Meanwhile, Jumia's data showed Nigerians buy more size 8 to 12. So Jumia Fashion stocked deep in those sizes and sold out fast. Konga had data too, but Jumia moved faster. When Jumia saw a rise in home workout searches during COVID lockdown, they filled warehouses with dumbbells in 2 weeks. Others took 2 months. In e-commerce, 2 months is a lifetime. For you as an entrepreneur or job seeker, stop guessing. For you customers and employers are dropping hints everywhere. For if you unemployed, check job sites. What skill appears in every posting? That is your search trend. Learn it. If you sell food, what do people complain about most in your state WhatsApp group? That is your product gap. Lesson for people on Social Security. Your small capital must work like big data. Before you buy 50 pieces of anything, ask 10 potential customers, if I sold this, would you buy? Their answers are your free Jumia level data. Do not stock what you hope they will want. Stock what they already told you they need. Principle 5. Turn your biggest cost into your biggest marketing. What Jumia did. Delivery was Jumia's biggest headache and biggest expense. Fuel, riders, failed deliveries, returns. Most companies hide costs. Jumia advertised them. They turned free delivery Fridays into a national event. They made Jumia Express badges a trust signal. This will reach you in 2 days or less. They let customers track riders on a map like Uber. Suddenly, the painful, expensive delivery process became the reason people chose Jumia over the guy in Alaba. Jumia also opened its logistics to other businesses. That guy in Appa sewing shoes can now use Jumia logistics to deliver nationwide. Jumia's cost center became a profit center. Compare with others. Many SMEs in Nigeria say, delivery is 3,000 naira, pay before I send. That ends the conversation. Jumia said, delivery is on us, if you buy today. A customer feels they won. Jumia just built that cost into margin and volume. Udala and some early players tried to charge for every delivery to protect margin. They protected margin and lost the market. You cannot save your way to market leadership. For you as an entrepreneur or underemployed, what is your biggest cost right now? Time? Transport? Data? How can you flip it into a reason customers pick you? If you are a freelance writer, your cost is electricity and data. Offer, I will submit in 12 hours, guaranteed, and charge a rush premium. You just turned your NEP problem into a marketing promise. Lesson for unemployed. Your biggest cost is probably transport to interviews or data for applications. Flip it. Tell the employer, I will do a 1-week free trial online so you do not waste transport on me. You just removed their cost and made your cost your pitch. Principle 6. Build an ecosystem, not just a store. What Jumia did. Selling products is level 1. Jumia went to level 5. They asked, what else does a Nigerian online shopper need? Answer, payment, loans, food, travel, ads. So they built JumiaPay for easy checkout and bill payment. Jumia Food for when you are too tired to cook. Jumia Travel for trips. Jumia Ads for sellers. Jumia Lending to give sellers loans based on their sales history. Now, a customer does not just come to buy a phone. They stay to pay DSTV, order lunch, and book a hotel. Competitors selling cheaper phones cannot pull that customer out because the customer would lose 5 other services. Compare with others. Slot Nigeria sells phones. Great phones. But when you leave Slot, your relationship ends. When you leave Jumia, you might still be paying your electricity bill there. That is ecosystem lock-in. Many Nigerian startups died because they were one-trick apps. One app for dispatch, one for food, one for payments. Jumia became the app for life. That is why MTN and Airtel now partner with Jumia, not the other way around. For you as an entrepreneur, do not just sell, solve the next problem. If you bake cakes, can you also supply drinks, small chops, and balloons? You become the party plug, not just the cake plug. If you are a job seeker, do not just have a 105. Have a portfolio, a LinkedIn page, a short video intro, and 2 references. You are an ecosystem of proof. Lesson for people on social security or underemployed. Your side hustle needs friends. If you sell thrift, partner with a laundry person and a delivery guy. Tell customers, buy from me, I will wash and deliver. You just built a mini Jumia with 0 warehouse. Ecosystem beats solo every time. Why competitors kept losing to these 3 moves? Because they were playing checkers while Jumia played chess. They focused on product. Jumia focused on behavior. They cut price. Jumia had friction. They chased today's sale. Jumia built tomorrow's habit. And that leads us to part 3. We still have 2 principles left. Principles 7 and 8 are the deadliest. How Jumia used partnerships and localized war tactics to finish the game. We will also expose the 3 mistakes that killed Konga's momentum, bury deal day, and keep new startups stuck. Mistakes you are probably making right now if you are struggling to grow. Coming up in part 3, Principle 7, borrow strength, how Jumia used global money to win local fights. Principle 8, fight different wars in different streets, why Jumia Lagos is not Jumia Kano. Plus, 3 mistakes that make customers forget you exist. And lessons learned you can apply by Monday morning. Your move. Which ecosystem can you start building this week with what you have? If you sell one thing, what is the second thing your customer already needs? Comment ecosystem and tell me your idea. And do not miss part 3. This series is training for the real world. If you are serious about moving from unemployed to employer or from side hustle to main hustle, subscribe to my YouTube channel now. I drop breakdowns like this every week with scripts, templates, and steps you can copy. Jumia did not just survive Nigeria. They made Nigeria work for them. Part 3 shows you how to do the same. See, you there. The knockout punch. How Jumia buried competitors while they were still buying billboards. In 2018, a well-funded e-commerce startup raised millions of dollars and announced, "We will kill Jumia in 6 months." They bought billboards from Lagos to Abuja. They crashed prices. They even hired Jumia's former staff. 12 months later, their website was gone. Jumia was still there, selling everything from yam to iPhones. What was the knockout punch they never saw coming? Welcome to Part 3, the final round. In Part 1, we broke down education, Nigerian problems, and neighborhood billboards. In Part 2, we exposed data, cost flipping, and ecosystem power. Today we finish the 8 principles. Then we exhume the 3 fatal mistakes that send other companies to the business graveyard. If you are an entrepreneur, unemployed, underemployed, or living on Social Security, this is the part where we turn stories into strategy you can use before next week. Part 3. The last 2 principles, the 3 graves, and your playbook. Principle 7. Borrow strength, use global money to win local fights. What Jumia did. Nigeria is expensive. Warehouses, tech, and logistics cost dollars, but your customer pays in naira. Most local startups die trying to fight a dollar war with naira pockets. Jumia did the opposite. They raised global money from Rocket Internet, MTN, Goldman Sachs, and others, then spent it to solve Nigerian problems. They built tech in Portugal and Dubai, but hired thousands of Nigerians for sales, delivery, and customer service. They used global cash to fund pay on delivery, which local competitors could not afford because one failed delivery could finish them. Jumia could take that hit 10,000 times and still stand. They also borrowed credibility. When Jumia put Visa and MasterCard on checkout, Nigerians who did not trust Jumia trusted Visa. When they signed Samsung as an official partner, the guy in Computer Village selling Samsung from his shop suddenly looked risky compared to Samsung official store on Jumia. Compare with others. Konga started strong but did not raise global capital early enough. When the price war got bloody, Jumia could bleed longer. Konga had to sell to Zynox Group in 2018. Udalam merged with Konga for the same reason. Naira could not fight Jumia's dollar-backed discounts and logistics. Many Instagram vendors today refuse to partner or raise small funds. They want to own 100%. Jumia owned less, but it survived. In Nigeria, owning 100% of nothing feeds no one. For you as an entrepreneur or job seeker, stop fighting with only your strength. Borrow strength. Partner with someone who has what you lack. If you do not have a shop, partner with someone who does and split profit. If you do not have skills, volunteer with someone who does and borrow their credibility for your 105. Jumia did not build everything. It built alliances. Lesson for people on Social Security or underemployed. Your global money can be a cooperative. 10 people putting 1,000 naira each is 10,000 naira. That is enough to buy wholesale and beat the single retailer. Borrow strength, do not beg for it. Principle 8. Fight different wars in different streets. What Jumia did. Jumia Lagos is not Jumia Kano. In Lagos, they push fashion, gadgets, and fast delivery. In Kano, they push home appliances, bulk food items, and cash on delivery because card penetration is lower. During Salah, the Kano homepage is rams and fabrics. In December, Lagos homepage is hampers and ACCs. They also changed marketing. In the South, Jumia uses Twitter and Instagram influencers. In the North, they use radio and market storms in Hausa. They knew Nigeria is not one market. It is 36 markets plus FCT. Even pricing changed. Phone might be cheaper in Port Harcourt than in Maiduguri because logistics cost more to Maiduguri. Most companies want one price for all. Jumia wanted a price for each street. Compare with others. Many startups run one campaign for all of Nigeria. They boost one ad, pray. But the 25-year-old in Lekki does not want the same thing as the 40-year-old in Zaria. When Payport tried to copy Western fashion ads for all of Nigeria, it flopped outside Lagos. Jumia ran Ankara-styles campaigns in the West and modest wear in the North. Sales followed. For you as an entrepreneur, stop selling one message to everybody. If you sell online courses, your pitch to a student is get a job. Your pitch to a mother is learn from home while kids sleep. Same course, different war. If you are unemployed, do not send the same 105 to a bank and a startup. The bank wants structure. The startup wants hustle. Fight different wars. Lesson for underemployed or on social security. Your street is your first market. What sells in Oshodi may not sell in Magodo. If you fry akara, morning sales near bus parks beat evening sales in estates. Know your street, then own it. 3 fatal mistakes that buried other companies. Mistake 1. They sold products. Instead of selling trust, Deal Day had amazing discounts, 50% off spa dates. But when customers arrived, the spa said, "We are full," or "That deal expired." Trust broke. Deal Day shut down in 2018. Jumia spent millions on returns and refunds just to protect trust. Because in Nigeria, one bad story on Twitter can kill 10,000 ad dollars. Lesson. If a customer must choose between cheap and safe, they will pick safe twice and tell 5 friends. Make refunds easy. Answer DMS. Trust is your real inventory. Mistake 2. They copied Amazon. Instead of copying Nigerians, many startups built beautiful apps with card-only payment, email-only support, and US-style delivery times. Nigerians wanted cash, WhatsApp support, and I need it today. Efferton, the classified site, assumed Nigerians would behave like Swedes. They did not. Jumia assumed Nigerians would behave like Nigerians. Jumia 1. Lesson. Do not import strategy. Export understanding. Watch how people buy tomatoes in your market. That is your e-commerce MBA. Mistake 3. They chased growth before fixing leaks. Some companies opened in 6 cities in 6 months. But their Lagos operation was still losing packages. Scaling chaos makes you bigger and deader. Jumia spent years fixing Lagos before pushing hard into other regions. They closed countries that were not working, like Cameroon and Tanzania, to protect Nigeria. Lesson. Plug holes before you pour more water. If you are a tailor and customers complain about late delivery, do not take 50 new orders. Fix the 5 you have. Reputation scales faster than ads. Lessons learned, your Jumia playbook for the streets. From 8 principles and 3 graves, here is what you can do by Monday. 1. Teach first, sell second. If people do not understand it, they will not buy it. 2. Turn wahala into offers. Enipia took, light, sell rechargeable. Salary delay, do, month-end promos. 3. Make every buyer your advert. Packaging, pickup points, thank you notes. Be seen. 4. Use small data. Ask, track, adjust. Do not guess with your little money. 5. Flip your costs. If transport is killing you, start doing deliveries for others on your way. 6. Build a circle. Do not sell one thing. Sell the next thing that customer needs. 7. Borrow power. Partner, collaborate, join cooperatives. Alone is slow. 8. Speak to your street. One message does not fit all. Customize, or perish. For unemployed, your 105 is product. Your LinkedIn is marketing. Your free trial is pay on delivery. Use it. For underemployed, your 9 to 5 is your global money. Use the salary to fund the side hustle that buys freedom. For people on social security, your community is your ecosystem. Serve them, and they will feed you. Closing Jumia did not win because Nigeria was easy. Jumia won because it respected how hard Nigeria is, then built systems that made hard things feel easy. That is sales. That is marketing. That is survival. Your competition is not the next shop. Your competition is doubt, delay, and disappointment. Remove those 3, and you do not need to beg customers. They will find you. This ends our 3-part Jumia case study. But your own case study starts now. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly breakdowns like this. We turn stories of African giants and fallen startups into step-by-step guides for people who do not have venture capital, but have vision and grit. Next week, how Paystack sold trust to businesses that hated banks. You do not want to miss it. Comment JumiaPay if you are ready to use at least one principle this week. I read every comment and I reply with ideas. In Nigeria, we do not just compete, we out-adapt.